My name is Tom, and I'm an alcoholic. In an effort to improve outreach to members in the armed services who may be struggling with an alcohol problem, we are collecting interviews from current AA members serving in the U.S. and Canadian armed forces to share the experience and strength and hope they have found in Alcoholics Anonymous.
Thanks for the invitation to do this, Tom. I'm Michael R. Put on a uniform in 1984 as an ROTC cadet in college. After a year at college, decided that wasn't for me, so I enlisted and spent the next 18 months training as a special operations medic. Left active duty, finished my undergraduate degree. Applied to med school but didn't get in. But then in 1991, came back active duty for my first trip to the Middle East for Desert Storm. Stayed on active duty until 1998. Got out, went to med school before I'd never come back. And then in 2006, having completed med school and first 2 years of residency, came back on active duty, where I've been ever since, and have recently reached the end of my career and submitted my retirement papers. So that's 38 years for pay and 24 years of active duty in a nutshell. Until August 13th, 2006, alcohol played part in every decision I ever made in my life. Some of those decisions turned out all right. Most of them probably would have been different. I won't dare say better or worse. I've learned from this program that life is what it is. My life would have been different. I did everything from only beer, only wine, only clear liquor, only brown liquor, only 2, only 10, only now, only later. But then I think the rule that I had was only on holy days, holidays, Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays. So, yeah. Everything ever happened to me was based on alcohol, and burnt my life to the ground and ruined everything. So first chance I got, I wanted to drink. The merry-go-round started spinning faster and faster. I was going from one problem to the next, one crisis to the next, one difficult. One time, it was getting to the point where I couldn't tap dance fast enough. I've always wanted, I think this is very common. I always wanted to quit drinking, but I didn't know how, and I didn't know that I could. Many a speaker has spoken about how we don't touch the brakes because we don't know that they exist. And I agree with that. I think that's a very appropriate way to describe the train that somehow we got on it. But I knew I needed help when my wife went to a treatment center. My mother and my oldest sister came and got my daughters, and I was sitting in an apartment, no longer a resident, not much longer going to be a husband, and not a very good father. And I started thinking about where some of my weapons were. And I figured it was time to, that was a road I didn't want to go down. And I'm sure that's, I don't know, say what you want. I think that's something that's a thought. I'm telling anybody listening to this, I had that thought and I went, nope, nah. I'd sooner make a fool of myself at an AA meeting or a treatment center. Yeah, I'm not redecorating my laundry room. I wanted to stop drinking because it was stopping me from being the person I knew I could be. Anybody that tells you you're going to lose your license, you're going to lose your career, you're going to lose your any of that is talking to themselves. They're not talking to you. Best thing you can do is put the bottle down, kick it away from you, and tell us, and we'll come get you. I've deployed 3 times to the Middle East. I've lived in Europe. I've traveled all over the world, traveled all over the country. I just came back from a dang near year-long deployment to the Middle East. There was no meeting on the base where I was. There were some fellow members of the fellowship, and we chatted, but I maintained regular meetings with my home group via Zoom. I took my big book with me. I took copy. We read grapevine books. For me, the hardest thing about quitting drinking was thinking that I had to do it all by myself. So, I mean, it's tough. There's times you want a meeting and you want to be able to reach out and you want to run down to a noon meeting. But I mean, the chaplains are there, other doctors know. We're there. There's a lot more. Once you learn how to look for AA camouflage, you'll find us pretty much. You don't even need a driver. You can probably get a putter out and hit a couple of us. There's more of us than you may actually realize. I've been in the military for almost 24 years. I've been in 4 campaigns, 5 combat deployments. I lived overseas, and I've been a medic almost every day of that. Or as a doctor, I'm just a high-paid medic. That's the way I see myself. There are things I don't want to remember. There are things I wish I'd never seen. There are drinks that I wish I never took. There are drives that I wish I never did. There are substances that I've tried. There are people that I didn't want to meet. There are situations I didn't want to be in. Every day has something that I wish life had an eraser for. 12 years ago, I sat down to dinner. I was having one of my many bad days as a resident. My sponsor, we went out to dinner, and he said, Michael, if I gave you a magic wand and you could change anything about your life that you could, what would you change? And I thought about it, and I said, nothing. My favorite promise, far and away, and the reason I stay every day, and I'm always there, is no matter how far down the scale we have gone, we'll find our experience can benefit others. Every time I hear it, it chokes me up. There are very few problems out there that I haven't seen through work, carried in my own rucksack, loaded into my own weapon, or felt myself. If anybody ever tells you they don't have an answer, find me. We'll find one together. Don't be scared. I wear the same uniform you do.
Michael, thank you for sharing your experience, strength, and hope with us today.
The views and opinions expressed during this podcast are those of the individuals. No one person speaks for AA as a whole. For more information about AA, please visit our website at aa.org. To find a meeting near you or a meeting online, download the Meeting Guide app on your mobile device.